can climb much higher where you belong. Now it's gone. I've been fighting that fire for far too long. Now it's gone. You can climb much higher where you belong. Now it's gone.
Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 1 in season number 2 of the NRLOA ARCA Racing Series presented by Krispy Kreme. The first time this series has run in well over 18 months. In fact, I think it's closer to 20 months since the last time these ARCA Racing Series machines hit the racetrack here on Napa Fan, but they are back, and by popular demand, I guess you could say. Of course, a lot of you guys missed out on the Napa Truck Series, unfortunately, so I figured, why should I restrict the amount of drivers that I can have at one time? So I figured, considering and looking at my situation with all the time I have, I figured that this would be a possible series to do, considering how simple it is. Of course, the races are very short, you don't have to take too much time recording them. And I simplified my editing compared to when I did the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, so editing is not near as tedious of a task as it used to be, especially over the summer when I was doing the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. I seriously would dread editing, but now I've found ways to make it go a lot faster, and I feel that I'll be able to complete the Napa Truck Series and this series by the end of the year. So I'm definitely looking forward to bringing you guys these races, and I think you guys who especially did not make the Napa Truck Series are looking forward to this series, because those are the guys in this series. None of these competitors are in a full-time Napa Truck Series ride. You can say Nick Smith kind of was, and he was in a full-time ride, but he has relinquished that ride to Cameron Gaju in the Napa Truck Series, and he is now going to defend his championship here in the NRLOA ARCA Racing Series presented by Krispy Kreme. Anyways, in case you didn't know, we're at Daytona right now, and this is the Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment 200. It is a 16-lap race around the World Center of Racing, and today we will determine the first winner of Season 2 in this series. Let's go ahead and head trackside for the command to fire the engines up here for the opening race of the season.
Drivers, start your engines!
And a fantastic command there to fire these guys up for the first race of the season. Ready to get this one started here at the Daytona International Speedway. The drivers will roll off, and we will give you the starting lineup. Starting on the pole position for today's race, it's the number 27 of Brad Stover. And he has not made too many starts here in Napa Fan. I do not believe he's ever won before. He's got a good chance today in this event. Number 20 of Daniel McMillan alongside him. And I will say we got a lot of new faces in the field. We also have some old ones as well. And in the top 10, which I don't think he is, I would mention him. But we'll wait until later on in the race to mention who that is. Number 10, that's driven by Daniel Bouchard. He was very strong in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series season number 6. Alongside him, the number 71 of Eli Bright will start in the 4th position. Number 5, Nathan Baird. I believe he made a start in the NRLOA Big One earlier this year. And I believe this is his first ever series on Napa Fan, driving the number 5 this season. Number 55 alongside him, that car driven by Philip Goldberg. Philip Goldberg was in season number 1 of the NRLOA ARCA Racing Series, and so was this guy, Nick Smith. He is the defending champion of the series. He decided to give up his full-time Truck Series ride to be here and run for the championship in the ARCA Racing Series. So, Cameron Gaju takes over his ride in the Napa Truck Series starting at California. And number 6 of Nick Smith will race all 14 races this season in that number 6 machine. Alongside him, the number 81 of Matthew Phillips. Then it's the 37 of Aiden Shepard. Glad to have him back here on Napa Fan. And Igor Barreto rounds out the top 10 here. For the Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment 200 at Daytona, the pace car will pull off. We're ready to get this one started. The NRLOA ARCA Racing Series, presented by Krispy Kreme, is green here at the World Center of Racing. And the number 27 will pull out to the lead. Right behind him, it's the number 10. Trying to get the draft on Brad Stover. McMillan not going too fast right now in the number 20, but I will assure you that all 33 of these drivers in the field have completely equal ratings. So that number 20, I believe he's going to get a run in the outside lane here, trying to get something to stick there. Not going to be able to do so as the 27 goes up and blocks him. Daniel Bouchard in the number 10 will drive to the inside of the 27 and lead lap number 1 here at Daytona. Number 71, Eli Bright. The number 6 is Nick Smith, the defending champion of this series. And right behind those guys, it's the number 88, Justin Zeidel. He won a HERS Dash Series race here at Daytona a few weeks ago. So look for him to possibly be strong at the end of this one. Of course, you got to watch out for 4 wide here when we come to Daytona. As always, a major issue. But these cars, I think, are less likely to do it in these cars than they are in the trucks. We saw 2 big crashes in the Truck Series race here about a week ago, and these guys, they want to avoid that situation from happening, and it looks like these guys are going to be able to avoid it a little bit better. The strength is set 1% lower than it was in the Truck Series race, and these cars are able to just drive by other drivers a lot easier than in the trucks. The aerodynamics of these race cars is far superior to that of the Truck Series. Nick Smith, with help from the 88 of Justin Zeidel's on the inside lane, trying to get something to stick. Annie Thomas is in the number 30 this season. She's one of those older faces to the series. And the other guy I was going to mention is the number 46, that car driven by Cameron Garlington. He's a Chick-fil-A Cup Series champion, and he's driving here in the ARCA Racing Series right now. Great to have him back racing here on Napa Fans. Been since the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Haven't really seen him around that much. There he is, driving the 46 this season. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the Chick-fil-A Cup Series champion can do around all of these rookies. Of course, the guy leading the field is not a rookie. That is Nick Smith in the number 6, the defending champion of the NRLOA ARCA Racing Series presented by Krispy Kreme. Is driven to the lead, but here comes Justin Zeidel in the number 88. He's got help from Annie Thomas, the 34 in that inside lane. That is Edwin Mendez making his first ever start here on Napa Fan, and possibly in the NRLOA as well. Of course, he's an NOFSRL member, I do believe, so he's good friends with Napa Truck Series driver Marty Johnson. He's going to go 3 wide to the inside, and Mendez will take it away from Thomas and Zeidel. 25 on the inside. That is Ace Garcia. He was very prominent in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series earlier this year, but he did not get a win, and he is yet to win on Napa Fan as well. Nathan Stapleton. It's been almost 2 years since he has won a race on Napa Fan. The Season 2 Turkey Hill Series champion would love to go back to victory lane, and this ARCA Racing Series might be the chance for him to do so. 15, that car driven by James Richardson, who I believe nearly won the Aero Electric Pro Series championship this past season. And we got the 01 Jonathan King on the inside lane. He drives part-time in the Napa Truck Series. 25 to the inside. That is Ace Garcia getting around Edwin Mendez in the 34. And Garcia's now out front. With these race cars and with the aerodynamics of these race cars, it's a lot harder to get the outside lane to work than it is in the trucks. And you can see these guys, they're moving their way on this inside lane very, very well. And now Nathan Stapleton in the 28 has taken the lead away. Might want to watch for this here, coming a little close between the 01 of Jonathan King and the 30 of Andy Thomas. The 77 might make it 4 wide. The 01 moved up the racetrack to allow the 77 of Lauren Martinez, who is a development driver to John Andrews, to get to the inside. They almost crashed. The 01's on the apron. Will emerge back on the racetrack cleanly? He's got to stay on the apron. He's got to stay on the apron and make sure he does not LePage this field. And you know what? You got to hand it to Jonathan King right there, being an extra cautious driver on the apron. He is going to move his way back up the racetrack, or is he staying down low? But I think he's going to merge just fine. And a major accident was just avoided right there as we were talking about the number 77. How about that one? Happened a lap ago exiting turn 2, and that just split the field up, and these guys are a lot more spread out than they were earlier. So Nathan Stapleton, Edwin Mendez, and the number 10 of Daniel Bouchard are the guys up front at the moment. We might replay that near accident off of turn 2 at the end of the race. We're only halfway through the race here in the Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment 200, and Stapleton with the advantage. I believe all 33 drivers are still on the lead lap within 1.2 seconds of each other right now. And let me tell you, any of these 33 drivers still have a chance at winning this race. Pole sitter Brad Stover is moving his way on the inside lane right now. The number 10 of Daniel Bouchard taking it away from Mendez and Stapleton. The number 66 on the inside, that is Griffin Lynn. And the outside pole sitter Daniel McMillan is also on this inside lane, moving his way back through the field. Well, it's been a very entertaining race so far, but has gone caution-free up to this point, and that is a fantastic sight to see. Number 27 of Brad Stover is going to retake the lead away from Daniel Bouchard. Here comes the number 66 of Griffin Lynn. He's going to get some help from Daniel McMillan and Eli Bright on the inside lane right there. Number 42, that's driven by Noah Cars, who is still trying to grab his first career win on Napa Fan. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he came close in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series a couple times this past season, especially at Kansas. He was leading the field, and right when he was leading the field, he blew an engine. It happened to him a couple times where he was running very well and his engine expired. Hopefully, he does not get anything like that this season. We're just going to have to see. Number 77, remember a couple laps ago, that was Lauren Martinez, who was 4 wide on the inside right there, and they all saved it when they were going 4 wide. She has lost the draft right now in the number 77. I mentioned Lauren Martinez, a development driver for John Andrews, who is not participating this fall in any series. And Martinez definitely getting a huge welcome to this series in quite an interesting way. But you got to hand it to the rookie driver there, keeping it together, exiting turn 2. I believe this is her second ever start in Napa Fan. I believe she made a start in the NRLOA Big One earlier this season. Number 20, Daniel McMillan to the inside of Griffin Lynn, Eli Bright, Noah Cars in the 42 on the inside, and here's a new face running up front, the 32 of Joe Jefferson. And Joe Jefferson is a development driver for Jay Jefferson, running in this race and in this series this season. And Joe Jefferson, he's looking pretty strong right now. And let me tell you, we only got ourselves coming to 4 laps to go. And in the wall goes Eli Bright, and they all crash. With 4 laps to go, upside down goes Griffin Lynn. And it was just a little tap that caused this melee through the tri-oval. And guess who won the race back to the line? It was the number 32 of Joe Jefferson. I am trying to locate him on the racetrack. There he is. I do not know if we will get back to racing or not. It's a stretch. It's 4 laps to go. That might do it right here. And how about this? Joe Jefferson started in last place. He worked his way from 33rd to 1st in 12 laps. They crash. The caution comes out with 4 laps to go. And to be quite honest with you, I think that's going to do it for tonight's event. How in the world? The number 18, Josh Crash, returning to competition here on Napa Fan with a bang. I believe Cameron Garlington, Luke Rainey might have been involved. A couple of IndyCar champions right there. That's another thing Cameron Garlington's done that I didn't mention. And Luke Rainey, he's also an IndyCar champion. Those guys are very good drivers. The 55 of Philip Goldberg with damage. The 81 of Matthew Phillips. And an unfortunate accident, the 66 of Griffin Lynn went upside down in that one. And what happened? It was the 42, I believe, who got clipped by one of those drivers. So Noah Cars is taking the lead. He actually is currently running in the 6th position. I forget who it was exactly. All these cars kind of look the same. But anyways, this is the top 5, and this is probably going to be the top 5 for the finish as well. Joe Jefferson out front, the 01 of Jonathan King. That is the number 67 of Tyler Lyman, who won the last race in 2016 last year in the Santa Claus 100, a late model special event that will be returning to Napa Fan in 2018. It might not necessarily be the Santa Claus 100, but we will have ourselves a late model race at the Kalamazoo Speedway at the end of the year. I'm looking forward to that. The number 22, another guy we didn't mention throughout this race, that's Isaac Nichols. And of course, Nichols is a Chick-fil-A Cup Series driver. He was a Chick-fil-A Cup Series driver in Season 6, and the number 88 of Justin Zidell will round out the top 5, most likely for this event. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out this caution, which will most likely ultimately end this race under caution here in the Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment 200 at Daytona. Exiting the corner, you're going to see Noah Cars in the 42. You see how close these guys are. He's going to slightly move up the racetrack into Daniel McMillan, and that's going to put McMillan down just a hair, and right into Eli Bright. They clip, and into the wall they go. They come back down on Noah Cars as well. Look at that 32 of Joe Jefferson just barely missed the 42 there. He drives by and wins the race back, and you see these guys all get caught up in this accident. Edwin Mendez in the 34, Brad Stover and Griffin Lynn in the catch fence in the number 66. These guys are trying to slow it down back in here, but it's just so hard to do so after you've been going 2:15 the whole race. These guys piling up right here, and Lauren Martinez literally ARCA braked. And this is the perfect series for that, right into the 52 of Richard Kinghart. And that is the perfect scenario for a series like this. Or not so perfect for those drivers, but ARCA brakes in the ARCA Series right there for rookie driver Lauren Martinez. Remember, she had that very incredible save. Her and Jonathan King, I believe, kind of midway through the race there. You see the 81 of Matthew Phillips, the 48. That is Jaden Scott making his first ever start on Napa Fan here today, and Cameron Garlington in the 46. Kinghart upside down, and you see Rainey involved in this one in the 69. He has damage. The 6 of Nick Smith might have gotten caught up as well. A lot of good drivers torn up in this accident, which will end the race early here at Daytona. And you're going to see this unfold right here as the 42 just slightly moves into McMillan, and chaos ensues afterwards. You see all these guys trying to drive by, and the positions will shuffle tremendously because of this as well. And you see Martinez run right into those guys. Nathan Baird also in the middle of all that in the 5. I think we mentioned all the guys involved, but that was a tough break for all those guys involved, especially Eli Bright. He was leading this field when he was involved in the number 71. You see Edwin Mendez in the 34, and here's a driver that we did not get to mentioning. That's the 33 of Micah Knapp, and I can say that he's making his first ever start because theoretically he is, but case you don't know the guy who owns this driver, it's the Most Awesome 5 fan, who used to be the Most Awesome 43 fan, a very popular YouTuber in the NASCAR in the stop motion community, not NASCAR anymore. But he does the Snapple IndyCar Series. I think a lot of you guys are probably subscribed to him. He gave me my big break, basically, back in 2014. I've known him a long time, and it's been a long time since any of his drivers have raced here on Napa Fan. It is fantastic to have him back. Of course, it wasn't too fantastic of a day for him, I don't think, because he was slightly involved in that crash. But still, it's great to have you back, man, and I hope you get more series in on your resume, because I'm looking forward to seeing what you can bring to some of these other drivers who have made names here on Napa Fan, like Cameron Garlington, Matt Delio, Jesse Turner, Trey Bartow. So those are some of the best that have ever taken the wheel here. I'm looking forward to seeing Micah Knapp possibly race against those guys. But anyways, here's another guy who might someday race against the greats. Joe Jefferson in the 32. And get this. This is his first career start on Napa Fan. I believe it's going to be a victory for him as well. And this has happened a few times before on Napa Fan. It's kind of rare, but it's happened a good 6 or 7 times at this point, I think. Cookie Helms is definitely a notable driver who won in his first career start. Wolfgang Stone is another one that comes to mind. Carter Belair as well. Of course, the later two are not racing anymore, but still, to win in your first ever start is a pretty big deal, and Joe Jefferson is going to most likely do so here today. Let's go ahead and get the official finish here in the Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment 200 here at the Daytona International Speedway. Back here at Daytona, and for the first time in quite some time, we're going to have a race ending under caution here on Napa Fan. To be honest with you guys, I don't think we've had one in quite a while, but it's going to happen here today. Number 32 of Joe Jefferson, the lucky guy here, as he won that very quick race back to the line. He was able to avoid the crash. He was third on the inside lane coming out of turn number 4, and he got the win by beating everybody else to the line under the caution. And of course, 4 laps, that's, I believe, how many laps it takes to run a caution here at Daytona, so not enough time to get back to green flag racing. But there you have it, folks. Joe Jefferson wins the first race in Season 2 of the NRLOA ARCA Racing Series. And that is 36 points towards the championship for him. He's going to be the points leader heading into the next race at Pocono, which I don't know when it's going to be. But, like I said, we're going to get the whole Napa Truck Series and the whole ARCA Series done before the end of the year. So there really is no tentative schedule, at least time-wise. There is a track schedule, and we're going to be going to Pocono twice this season. But when those races are going to be uploaded, that's a complete shot in the dark right now. I cannot guarantee anything over there. But I can guarantee you this. Joe Jefferson, the winner here at the Daytona International Speedway. His first career start, his first career win. And he holds off Jonathan King, Tyler Lyman, Isaac Nichols, Justin Zidell. Noah Cars, even after getting involved in that accident, finished 6th. Aiden Shepard, Noah Clifton, Daniel Bouchard, and Brad Stover, the top 10. Take a look at the rest of the results, and we had some guys get knocked out after that accident. Lauren Martinez ARCA braked right in the Richard King near the end of that accident. And you see those 2 guys at the bottom of the field. Tough break for some guys, but it is just the first race of a 14-race season. Decided to extend it to 14 races to kind of give the season some substance. Yeah, tongue twister. But it will be a strict points championship, of course, and got to get those points. And Joe Jefferson, he did that. 36 towards the championship for him, and he's going to be the points leader exiting the first race of the season here in the NRLOA ARCA Racing Series presented by Krispy Kreme. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching this 16-lap, or technically 12-lap event here at Daytona, because it was cut 4 laps short. And here are the point standings for the NRLOA ARCA Racing Series. Thank you guys very much for watching. Napa Truck Series should be coming up on Friday from California, the Auto Club 200. And of course, you guys can see qualifying for that series on the NRLOA channel. I don't know if I got all the ARCA Series done by the time you guys are seeing this, but if I did, congratulations to whoever won that championship. If not, it'll come soon. Don't you worry. Thank you guys very much for watching once again. Congratulations to Joe Jefferson. And I will see you guys later.
Stuck in the mud.